Hey guys, welcome to my TED Talk. My name is Cassandra Lima, and I'm going to be talking to you about adapting a plant-based diet and how that can affect our bodies and how it can affect our environment. So I'm going to start with a little story. It goes back about a year ago. I watched a little documentary called What the Health. And after watching that, I became vegan. I stopped eating meat completely, stopped eating dairy, stopped eating eggs, anything that contains animal products. Cut it out. I only needed one documentary, and that was good for me. Of course, that only lasted about 9 months, and then I was slowly introducing or cheating here and there, having some pizza, having, whatever else. And I never really knew why I was eating this way. I did it, my girlfriend was doing it. It was a fad at the time. Everyone was, all the new vegan restaurants were popping up, but I didn't actually know the effect it had on our bodies and the environment. So I wanted to do a little bit of research and just see if it is, a positive diet, if it is a good lifestyle to live, et cetera, et cetera. So mainly the reasons I became vegan was just for the animals. I felt bad for animals. I'm an animal lover. See? But I didn't know all the other stuff around that. People turn plant-based for many, many reasons. Again, animal welfare, whether that be the love of animals you have, whether that be the fear of what's in the animal, antibiotics, hormones, you really never know these days. It's cheaper. Believe it or not, it is more inexpensive to eat a plant-based lifestyle. I feel like there's this whole myth behind it. You have to buy the expensive vegan cheese, and you have to, buy all these faux meats that are like, $12 for like a little hamburger. No. There are great, better supplements such as tofu, tempeh. Geez, just even having your own vegetable garden is cheaper than spending money on meat and spending money on processed foods and that kind of thing. Now, my boyfriend at the time was saying how I'm extreme for not eating animals, and I'm extreme for not eating dairy and adapting this lifestyle. But what I think is extreme is none of that. What I think is extreme is meat production is one of the biggest causes of climate change. Meat production is one of the biggest causes of pollution we have. These cows, these pigs, they need land to graze on, so we're not having enough. We're cutting trees down just for these animals to roam around so they can eat, so we can then eat them. It's just, in my opinion, just a really big waste what we could be doing with that land and how we can be saving the environment. Another reason why people might go vegan is for their health. It's huge. Why did the Canadian Food Guide change all of a sudden? They're cutting down our meat intake, they're upping our whole grains, they're upping beans, they're promoting tofu. That's never happened before. So why are they doing that? Because it's true. Because if you eat a plant-based lifestyle, you are less at risk for any heart disease. So that's a stroke, that's a heart attack. You are less risk for developing type 2 diabetes. And I'm not just going to say that's just plant-based. I'm going to say that is all processed foods, not necessarily just meat. So there are some myths behind plant-based eating. It's not yummy. Well, I think over the years we've just developed this taste in our mouth that we enjoy, where we're just used to it because that's what we've been eating for all these years. When really, eating vegan food is just as yummy. It can be just as great. You just have to spend your time. You have to meal prep. You have to think about it in advance. One thing I found hard was just building a pantry of things I didn't even know what they were, such as like nutritional yeast. um, things like that. Other myths would be you're not getting all the necessary vitamins, all the necessary nutrients we need for our bodies. The only thing you are missing is B12, because that only comes from animals. With that, I would just take a B12 supplement. That's it. You might be a little bit low on vitamin D. Again, just take a supplement, or K. But other than that, your protein's being met by just eating plants. So basically, I just want to round it off to don't necessarily stop eating meat if that's not what you're into, but just cut back. If there's a vegetarian option, if there's a vegan option, try that out. It's good. Or, when you're buying meat, make sure to buy it locally, maybe from, a local farm, etc., because factory farming is horrible and it's huge. So these are just little tips and tricks. Start a vegetable garden. It's all helpful. It's all easy. You just need to get used to it and educate yourselves. Thank you.